like a shadow packing on brush. I'm sure that's its official title. Hey guys, welcome back. So got a video for y'all today on the Tarte Tartelette Juicy palette. So just want to do a whole dedicated video on this palette. So we're going to talk about pricing, packaging, we'll look at some swatches, I'll let you know my thoughts on this palette and give you my overall thoughts and review on it. And then I will also show you a little mini tutorial on how I did this look right here. So yeah, let's jump on in. Okay, so this palette retails for $45, and I actually got it in a little set off QVC that included a brush for the same price as the palette. So I will link that down below for you in case it's still in stock or it comes back in stock. It'll be linked down below for you, as well as other places that this palette is available. So the little brush has one side that is kind of a crease brush, and then the other side is a shadow brush, basically, like a shadow packing on brush. I'm sure that's its official title. So that's a nice little bonus. Here is the outside box. I love that you can see all the different colors included in this palette. I think that's a nice little bonus. So cute box on it. Yep. And then here is the palette itself. So this one is larger than the other Tartelette palette. So just know that it is larger. It has more shadows in it. This color makes my camera go crazy. It turns it like greeny turquoise. I don't know. Has a nice, really functional mirror in there. So I like that. And here's what you get as far as the color story in this palette. So I would describe this as overall very pinky, rosy, neutral. These up here are more of those pinky rosy shades, and then down here are more just kind of neutrals, you know, like, I don't know, coppery shades, a pretty sort of, I don't know, taupey, bronzy sort of color. Really beautiful. So you could definitely concentrate down here and get more just traditional neutrals, but if you like those pinky rose colors, you've got those up here. Nice collection of mattes and shimmers in here. Now this one right here, I can see it in the pan that it has a little micro shimmer, but I cannot see that on the eyes at all. So it pretty much performs just like a matte. So just FYI on that one. But yeah, the rest are all just matte and then shimmery metallic-y shades. Beautiful. Now for some swatches, starting on the top left side of the palette, this is Water Lily, Paradise, Rose, Orchid, Dream Chaser. So there are those. Wishful, Blossom, Wildflower, Petal, Luscious. So there is that row. Next row we've got Inspiring, Shine, Fresh Start, Dawn, Charmed. And then bottom row we've got Reflect, Happiness, Dusk, Grounded, and Euphoric. So formula on these shadows and my overall thoughts and impressions on this palette. I really, really like this formula. And I feel like Tarte's formula has kind of grown on me in the last year or two. I've always really liked it, but I really enjoy it now. It's one of my favorite formulas. I would describe the mattes as a really richly pigmented, beautiful sort of a formula. It is a softer formula, so definitely tap off your brush with it. But I mean, so beautiful on the eyes. I feel like they blend very well. They wear really well. The metallic-y shades are very pretty, but they're not the most intense metallics out there. This is going to give you more of that just beautiful, enhanced, pretty makeup look, but not full on just intense artistry sort of makeup look, if that makes sense. So it's still really pretty. You can definitely kick them up with a setting spray, but I mean, that right there is still really pretty. But if you're comparing it to some other metallics, it's not the most metallic shadow out there, but still really pretty and so perfect for every day and very versatile. You know, you can apply it just on its own and it's going to be a little bit softer, or you can apply it with a setting spray and that's going to kick it up a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of my overall impression on the metallics, but really I'd say that the mattes are the standout favorites for me. And I think it's just beautiful. Really a nice formula. So overall, I am loving this palette. If you like these kind of colors and you're a fan of Tarte, shadow formula, I think you will really, really like this palette. It's just a question of, you know, are you okay with it being a larger palette, that it's a little bit bulkier, takes up a little bit more space, but I mean, you get a lot more options in there, so more things you can do with the palette. But I just think the formula is great. I love the color story. I love the quality of it. And I'm just really, really enjoying it. So overall, I'm a huge fan of it. I would definitely recommend it. So that's my review on it. Now we're gonna get to this tutorial. Let's get to it. Okay, so I've already applied some eyeshadow primer, so I'm gonna set that with some of Wishful and a fluffy crease brush. This is a Moda Pro crease brush. Okay, now I'm gonna take this Chique Pro eyeshadow brush. It's kind of a fluffier crease brush. I'm gonna get this one right here, which is Fresh Start. And I really don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm just kind of playing and making up a look. I'm gonna do a little combo of this one and this one right here. So kind of going in between those two and apply this and build this up in my crease and transition area. I mean, look how pretty that is. It just practically applies itself and is so easy to blend. Beautiful. I'm going to use this little brush that came in the QVC set, and I'm going to get some of Petal on the crease brush side. Tap off and brush a little bit, and then apply this into my crease and outer corner. I'm going to take some of Luscious on a smaller crease brush. I think this is a Morphe M507. It's not labeled, but it looks really similar to my 507. Did I even say what I'm doing with this? I'm putting this in my outer corner. There you go, outer corner. Kind of over into my crease a little bit, but mostly concentrating it out here. And then just kind of softly blending it over. Now to kind of soften the line, I'm taking a little bit more of Fresh Start and just using that same brush, I wiped it off and I'm just barely touching and applying that a little bit higher to just kind of diffuse that line and kind of soften it. Now I'm going to take some of Orchid and get that on, this is an Alamar, it's a small brush, whatever this is. Get some of that on this brush, pretty pink shade. And I'm going to use some setting spray and apply this right in the middle of my lid, just for a pretty pink pop. And go back in with this outer V color and add any more if you feel like you lost any of it. I'm just barely touching, just a tiny bit more. That one did take some building for sure, so that's gonna be a softer sort of a look on the eyes. I'm gonna get some of Dream Chaser, this one right here, with a Sephora Pro Precision smudge brush, so just some kind of a small smudger brush. And I'm just gonna put some of this in my outer corner. Okay, I just went back in with that pinky shade with this brush, and this worked better. So I think it actually works better with a slightly grittier brush and apply it that way. Something about it just kind of brings out the metallic sheen. So just FYI, I would use something with a little bit more grit to it versus a flat kind of a brush. I wiped off that same brush and I'm gonna get some of Wildflower with a little bit of this shade down here, which is Reflect. So a little combo of those two. And I think I'm gonna use some setting spray with it and apply it on the inner part of my lid. Okay, so clearly I added some stuff. I applied liner. What did I use for liner? I used the Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen in Matte Mulberry, and then also the Rimmel Scandalize in Black. So I applied liner to my upper lash line and then Superhero Mascara to my lashes. I applied concealer, my Instant Ager Wine, and also my MAC Pro Longwear, which is looking, I still have it in the box, and the box looks disgusting. So I applied that. Then I applied powder, the JCat Beauty Luxe Pro Powder in Porcelain, and then also my MAC Studio Fix in NC25. Oh, and then also bronzer. Physicians Formula Matte Minoy bronzer. So I applied all those things. And for lower lash line, I'm going to use some of Rose on a Sedona Lace EB 21. and just run that along my lower lash line, just a little bit of a pinky-ness to my lower lash line. And then I'm going to get some of Water Lily on that same brush and apply that on the inner half of my lower lash line. And then I'm also going to pop some on the inner corners of my eyes as well. I applied some lower lash line mascara. So now I'm going to use this palette for blush and highlight as well. So I'm going to get a little combination of Rose and Blossom. So Rose and Blossom. Just using an angled Sigma F40 brush. And apply that. It's so pretty as blush. Then for highlight, I'm going to use Water Lily and a Bdellium Tools 787 brush to apply this. And to finish off the look, I'm going to use Wet n Wild Bare to Comment liner and Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in Holiday Spritz, but I'll try to find a similar color in case this was limited edition.